Hi everyone, I am here again. So I don't come like I used to do every day because now I have a different story, have a different activity, of course. I've showed it. I am going. I think this is my fourth episode. I just have my focus on other things, so I take it easy. As I said before, I should relax. I should just be constant and be coming here and not forget about what I'm doing, because as I said a number of times, this is very good for me because this language is so important nowadays in the world, and it's also very important in my profession. So I use this language, so I'm keeping this language now. I don't work actually by the moment, and so I keep on, I keep in touch with it. I just have to treat it. So that's how I can improve and not forget. So anytime I will need it, so I will be ready as usual to use it as I normally do. But I am never I never get tired, practicing or learning, learning in general. But I'm taking care of this. It's how it goes, because it's very important. If you care about something, there are things which are important for in your life. You have to keep improving. It doesn't have to be necessarily just to stress up and to stress up, yeah, and just go mad and forget about the entire balance of what you have to care about in general. You have to take things easy, because stress is not good, and it's it just keep on. That's what really matters in everything, because if you are there, so you add to what you have. Every time you become better. That's how it goes. So it's very important to be relaxed and to be you know happy. Just don't forget about other things that you have in life, because things are built up just by being there slowly. Just have to be relaxed, most of all. So anyway, I've changed the activity. I said it. So now I'm doing articles, and I am bringing them or extracting them from media. I just from those websites of news mainly. It can be considered like it's the same as newspaper, because as I said, to bring a newspaper, I have to go to the center of the city or far away from where I live. That's why, so I think it's very much the same, just the papers are different. But I'm bringing them like from those websites of news mainly, and any article that I find important, so I just bring it and share it with you. And that's how it's not I am teaching somebody or just like telling people uh, anything. Just I am showing a way of improving and getting better a foreign language, because anyone who learns a foreign language, of course it takes like so much how to start, how to control and understand grammar, but at the end you have to go to use that language in real life, to get information, to treat, articles, books, encyclopedias in general. Just it's not just to be your entire life just learning a foreign language. So there has to come a moment when it has to be go into the practice, and you take it like your mother tongue language for any resources, for any research, anything. It will be another natural language. That's the main objective. It's not always to be learning, writing sentences, understanding, etc. There is one moment when it comes to be just using this language. Uh, Truly, as you use your uh, mother tongue language or any other main language. If you live, for example, abroad, you live in society, you learn the language. You won't be just always just. It's not about only learning. It's about taking it to the practice to become a natural language as well. Anyway, so I got here this time. I brought this one. It's about some news about in England. So I have first paper, uh, and I have the second well, there was something that is not connected to the text. I didn't pay attention when I was selecting. So I have the third. It's in there, and so this is the article, the entire of it. And I have selected some few words which I found well, very important, and some of them maybe are beautiful, and good, because that's how it goes logically. You learn, you select the article. If you read a newspaper or anything, so what you do is logical. You have to read, you have to understand the text. If there are some words that you don't understand, so you have to explain them, find their meaning in that context they come from, and don't stress up so much. Just make sure that you understand the text, you read it, you understand the words, you explain, and then just move on, because you become familiar with vocabulary. It's not necessary to know all the words to become a very good speaker, this is for sure. And that's how it goes. So when you practice this way, and then so you come to a point when you don't worry about what you don't know, because you have that treatment, and you already know about the words, even though you don't find them at the moment when you speak, but once you hear them in the context they come in, so you understand what they are, what they mean, and you recognize them. So that's how it goes. You have to keep going, you have to keep enjoying your studies, your activities, and then so this way is working out really so much. And then so it's a big text, so if you read one text a day or a couple, I don't know, you can keep reading, explain what you find difficult, just like obstacling you from getting, or prohibiting you from understanding a sentence or a paragraph or a text. So there are some keywords in some places, and those words have to be explained, not the rest, because sometimes there are some words which are not so relevant. They don't have that much importance in some way in the text. So just be aware of those. If you are not like having that much desire to be explaining all the words, so just at least use your mind and say which words are key in some places, just to don't make you miss the understanding of the paragraph, sentence, or the entire text. So we have to use your mind, and they have to keep going. That's it. You don't have to be just like you won't be, shouldn't just think you will never be able to speak until you know all the words of that language that you're learning. No, just with a little bit, it's very enough to speak so much. Never shut up if you want to. Just you have to be working. That's it. Anyway, so I am gonna read the text. I'm slow, but I'm gonna read it, and then I will talk a little bit about it, and then show and explain those words that I found interesting to explain. Okay, very good. I start. So COVID-19, Boris Johnson says, ending of most restrictions, not an invitation for a great jubilee. I cannot say this powerfully or emphatically enough. This pandemic is not over. Boris Johnson declares, as it's confirmed, that step 4 of England's roadmap out of COVID-19 restrictions will go ahead on 19 July. The ending of most legal coronavirus restrictions in England next week should not be taken as an invitation by everybody simply to have a great jubilee and freedom from any kind of caution or restraints, the Prime Minister has said. Speaking at Downing Street News Conference, Boris Johnson said it is absolutely vital that we proceed now with conference, Boris Johnson said it is absolutely vital that we proceed now with caution as COVID-19 restrictions are lifted on 19th July. I cannot say this powerfully or emphatically enough. This pandemic is not over, he said. The PM said that from next Monday we cannot simply revert instantly to life as it was before COVID, as he stressed the need for constant vigilance and thinking about others as well as yourself. Speaking after Health Secretary Sajid Javid confirmed confirmed that in the Commons that steps 4 of England's roadmap out of restrictions will go ahead next Monday. Mr. Johnson expressed his hope that the plan will be irreversible. The other one. But he did not rule out introducing measures again, saying if we are seeing very exceptional circumstances, the arrival of a new variant that we haven't bargained for, budget for, that really is causing us a real problem, then obviously we must rule nothing out. A review will take place in September to assess the country's preparedness for autumn and winter. Latest government data shows the UK has reported 34,471 new cases and 6 more coronavirus-related deaths in the latest 24 hours period. It is the sixth day in a row where total cases have been more than 30,000. The the PM's remarks come as it was relieved government scientists believe between 1,000 and 2,000 COVID patients a day could be admitted to hospital in England at the peak of the third wave, and there may be 100 to 200 daily deaths. But the health secretary told the Commons that based on the evidence before him, he did not believe that infection rates will put unsustainable pressure on the NHS. This was due to the severely weakened link between cases, hospitalizations, and deaths as a result of vaccine rollout, he added. Mr. Johnson said the current wave, which modeling shows is not expected before mid-August, would mean more hospital admissions and deaths. But he said we have come to a stage in the pandemic when there is no easy answer and no obvious date for unlocking. The PM said delaying step 4 the September or later would mean relaxing restrictions as the weather gets colder and as the virus acquires a greater natural advantage and when schools are back. The other one. He added, so we think now is the right moment to proceed when we have natural firebreak of the school holidays in the next few days. Step 4 will see social distancing rules and limits on social contact removed across the country. All remaining businesses that have been closed during the pandemic, such as nightclubs, will be allowed to reopen. The legal requirement to wear face masks on public transport and in shops will also be lifted. But despite this, the government is recommending that people keep wearing them in crowded places such as on trains, trams, and buses, but not venues such as nightclubs. In addition, businesses and large event organizers will be encouraged to use so-called COVID passports, proof of double vaccine, negative test, or recovery from coronavirus via the NHS app. In high risk settings, in order to limit the spread of infections in their venues. Their use will be voluntary at first, but the government could consider taking it mandatory in certain venues in the future if cases continue to rise. This appears to mark a change in approach from last week and is likely to spark a backlash as the idea has proven controversial. Mr. Johnson said nightclubs and other venues with crowds should use vaccine passports for entry as a matter of social responsibility. A range of guidance will be issued in the coming days, which will set out what is expected of companies post 19 July. Hey, very well. Yeah, it's a news about next week. Yeah, it's what's gonna happen next week in England. Is what they're going to to give some more freedom to the people. They want to reduce the restrictions that they have uh, on people in England. So what they practice right now is going to be changed just less next week, because they are not going to be where it was like before coronavirus. Yeah, they have to allow to give more freedom, to permit more for the people, and raise some hard restrictions, because they want to just to take a next step next week. And that's what this article is about. So England is deciding to permit people, to give them more freedom, but at the same time to be careful. And there are some certain things they've talked about, but the rest of the things are going to be how to do that, how to behave. It will be just one of these days. They will give the news and the entire information to English people, uh, just to change the rules just next week. And those rules will be a little bit softer. It will be delaying. It will be about more freedom, about taking next step to just having more permissions. But it's not going to be where it was before the coronavirus exists. So they will be still have to be responsible, vigilant, observing, studying, seeing how it goes. It's just another attempt to say, because there's still virus, there is still coronavirus. So what's good about this about this yeah about this news, which is like about more freedom, which means things are, there is hope. They're just doing very well. So they're going to have more freedom in England just next week, and they will be just also treating the very same virus at the same time. They have to, as they said, they will give more freedom, and at the same time they will be watching out and being careful and responsible at the same time, in order to just do not help the virus spread again. Hopefully this virus will disappear from the entire world as soon as possible. It's good news in England. Next week they will have more freedom. So good luck. Hopefully it will work, and then the coronavirus will disappear. Well, so yeah, I don't have much time, so it's already 20 minutes. So anyway, I'm just showing a way of studying. Not I'm not teaching. I'm showing a way. So then I think it's enough. So I'm gonna show those words, what they mean, and then I finish. So I have there some just very few words. So the first one is jubilee, means celebration, feast day. So it's a jubilee just next week in England, according to to having more freedom, to have less restrictions. So good luck, that's good. And that's what jubilee means. It's like a celebration. It will be a celebration, but they said it's not like just like a responsible celebration, because still have to be careful with coronavirus, obviously. And the second word is restraint, means restriction. Restraint is just like there is no complete freedom. So when there are restraints, a little bit careful restriction. So restriction is just like rules, and that's what restraint means. Vital is a very important word. It's just a word that everybody has to know, because it's so circled, is circling so much in English language or other languages. Is a very important word. So you have to own this word. It's vital, means essential, important. Just K, just something when is vital is just extremely important. PM means Prime Minister. So to avoid, it's an acronym. I'm sorry, an abbreviation of Prime Minister, because England is a kingdom. So they have Prime Minister, who is Boris Johnson. So in order to keep writing all the time, Prime Minister, so they write PM, which means Prime Minister. And the other word is NHS. NHS means is an abbreviation of National Health Service in England. So the National Health Service in England is just shortened in three letters, NHS. Venues means places. So everywhere where people meet, is a place, is a venue, venues. So this is it. So good luck for people in England, and with what they do. Hopefully it will work, and good luck also for all the countries with this problem. And so I finished what I'm just showing a way. All right. So I'm not gonna spend here, I don't know. So just much time just to to analyze and explain the entire text. I read it, and I explained what it's mainly about, and so it's clear. This is a way, right? So this is it, my friends. I'm sorry for taking much time. Goodbye. Thank you.